Hello, toy fans of the world! I have Anti-Eternia He-Man for the Masters Universe Classics toy line. He's the most evil man in the universe. I usually don't geekasm too much over the packaging for any type of Masters Universe Classics line that's come out, but really, look at this. Look how cool this came out. To give a comparison, this is what the vast majority of all the Masters Universe Classics packaging has looked like. There's been some variations here and there, but for the most part, this is what we've been getting. This red and black packaging for the Anti-Eternia He-Man, oh my god, it's beautiful. I really do feel horrible about opening them up, and I never feel that way for any of my toys. I usually just feel like I need to open them up immediately. This one I need to appreciate just a little bit. There is no bio on the back, which is unfortunate, and it's not the worst thing in the world, but still, I feel like Matty Collector could have given some sort of nod to the original 1980s German audiobooks that came out that referenced him directly. But ultimately, all collectors can make up their own bios for the different characters. In fact, I believe there's been a lot of different bios that have already been done on Anti-He-Man. I've seen different Filmation style videos, I've seen different stories that people have written about the character, I've also seen different custom figures of the character as well. So it just comes down to our own imagination. One last thing before I open this guy up. In order to have gotten him, you would have had to have had a subscription to the 2016 bi-monthly 2.0 Masters Universe Classics toy line. He was available for about a window of 5 minutes and then he was sold out. But no fear, he will return several more times throughout the year, so hopefully everyone who missed out on him will be able to get him in the future. But I also have to say, I know the frustration of not being able to get a figure when it comes out because Matty Collector has lots of issues with either their server problems or many other problems. But enough about all that. I am excited about opening this guy up, and he is one of the few figures that I will be saving the card back to. Most of the others I don't really care about. This one I will be keeping. But anyways, I want to open this guy up and play with him. I know what I just said. Giggity? Or should I say phrasing? I'll say phrasing. Phrasing. Boom! Anyways, I'm done talking. Let's open him. If possible, outside of the packaging, he's even cooler looking. I also want to show the card art right here. It's the same thing we've already seen a dozen times, but I just love the red and the black here. I think it just makes it pop out so much. And of course, the red Masters Universe Classics little emblem. I don't know why, but even the red lightning here looks really cool. And remember, it's a collector's choice. But look at He-Man here. Look at his face here. Look how evil it is. He is pretty much the standard He-Man in sculpt all around, just different color scheme. Being that he is Anti-He-Man, I like to think of He-Man being right-handed and have Anti-He-Man being left-handed. I'm glad he's not a completely inverted He-Man. That would be kind of weird. I like this so much more. In fact, I like the idea of having the red bracers and the red belt as opposed to the orangish color that He-Man has. Get a good view from the back here. He has a standard articulation for all the Masters Universe Classics figures, including He-Man, of course, being that he is sculpted after He-Man, but I'll go through them real quick. First, he has movement in his head, upper shoulder movement, elbow movement, wrist movement, mid-body movement, waist movement, upper leg movement, knee movement, calf or boot movement, and ankle movement. Get a good look at them He-Man abs there. He is ripped as hell. You can definitely see his black harness is very shiny looking. Although his boots are not two-toned, you can see a definite shine, somewhat more on the straps going around. Here you can see a close-up of his belt and his black furry underwear. Again, pretty much the same sculpt as He-Man, just a different coloring. His harness does come off. You can see here the whole body itself without any type of clothing, or at least the clothing that can be removed. I love this. It's almost like he's kind of smiling, but not really. It could be an evil smile. Oh my god, does he have bat nipples there? From everything I can see, there is no paint chipping, and I've moved him around a lot. But then again, he could just be completely all black plastic, which would be a big benefit for the first time from any of the Masters Universe toy line, where a lot of them do have some sort of paint chipping away from the different colors that are involved in it. Being that he could just be all black, he could be chipping paint, and I would never even know it. Let's look at his accessories. This is one of the shields he comes with. He also comes with a traditional shield that's just colored in black, but I do like this one. In fact, I'm probably going to display him with this one. He also comes with two different versions of the Power Sword. Both of them are black, one of which is the more traditional Power Sword that many of the He-Man Masters Universe Classics figures have come with. The other is the Alcala He-Man sword, which is what a lot of people have come to call it, being that it was designed by Alfredo Alcala. He did the first 4 original mini-comics and a couple other mini-comics down the line too. I like to just call it the Barbarian He-Man Power Sword, but that's just me. And to be honest, originally I thought I was going to be using the more traditional Power Sword, but instead I think I'm going to be using the Alcala sword instead. He also comes with a black version of the Battle Axe as well. Real quickly, I just wanted to show a display of some of the different Power Swords that have been done by Matty Collector. This isn't even all of them. There's a couple others I couldn't find in my collection, but still, this gives you a good idea of how many times this sculpt has been used for the different figures. Here's a comparison of the regular Barbarian Alcala sword that came with the Dare figure, or Hero 2. You can see that it's pretty much the same exact sculpt, just different colors. Here's a comparison of some of the heads that have come out from the He-Man He-Man figures. I always find it a bit morbid taking their heads off, but just for comparison purposes, you can definitely tell that there's been a lot of different sculpts and different paint designs throughout the series. Being displayed even with a traditional He-Man sword and shield, he still looks really cool, although I probably am going to be displaying him in the other sword and shield. It just looks better and it looks a bit more unique and make him stand out more. I had to get at least one of the regular He-Man out just as comparison with Anti-He-Man. Definitely loving the two oppositions right here. It just seems like these guys were meant to be against each other. I had to lay them down so you can see like a better comparison of the two of them next to each other. At first I wasn't going to do this, but I figured why not? I pulled out a lot of the other He-Man figures that I've got just for comparison purposes, including Faker, who is the evil robotic version of He-Man, which some people confuse as being Anti-He-Man. At least that's what I've seen online for people who don't know who Anti-He-Man is. Hopefully though, now you do know. He is a great figure and I'm really happy that Matty Collector released him, and I'm really hoping that anyone out there that wants to get him will be able to get him at some point down the line when he's re-released on MattyCollector.com. Anyways, that's all I can really say about this figure. I think he's great, he's awesome, and I'm glad to have him as part of my Masters Universe Classics toy line. Thank you guys for watching me in this video. Be sure to check out my Patreon site, my social media sites, my website, and everything else out there. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.